Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Enjoy tons of bonus videos, including patron-only live shows, gameplay, and vintage 10 for the wins, access to podcast question threads, the Friendo Care Package, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Larson. It's me, Dexter Loomis, NXT Superstar. So here's my shout out to the Going In Raw podcast. Clever name.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you're going to be listening to right here, youtube.com/Steve and Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, filmed live here at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. So NXT will have a new NXT champion tonight. Karrion Kross unfortunately came out and had to relinquish the title.
Relinquish, yes.
It has been vacated, and next Tuesday, on Super Tuesday, we're going to get a really cool sounding match, and a 60-minute Iron Man Fatal 4-Way match.
Yeah, I've never heard of one of those before.
Neither have I. Be pretty interesting between the four foundational pieces of NXT.
Cornerstones.
Adam Cole calls them the Mount Rushmore of NXT.
Cornerstones, yes.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for Karrion Kross, man.
Yeah, sure.
This is Takeover was probably the most important match of his career thus far. It's comparable to Finn, not just the injury, but the situation where it's the highest profile match in their respective careers, and they get hurt with similar injuries. Hopefully, Kross isn't out as long as Finn was. Finn was out nearly a year. But they handled him giving up the belt pretty darn well. He was able to deliver his promo effectively with, say why, and still do it with a bit of menace.
Yeah.
And I guess the hourglass that Scarlett put down too was helpful. So that was all pretty well done. And then we get this Fatal 4-Way match coming up next week. Super Tuesday, as they call it. No wild card final, but I guess the name will do. It is election season after all.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that should be great. Everybody in that match is great. Let's get to it. Who's your pick? Who do you think's winning that title?
Okay, so let's each give two answers. Who we want and who we think it will be.
All right.
I think it will be Finn. I want it to be Ciampa, given what we saw tonight.
See, I think it's the other way around. I think it will be Ciampa.
Oh,
I want it to be Finn.
All right, well, there you go. Why do you think it's going to be Ciampa?
I know it's not going to be Cole. That's the one.
There's no chance it's going to be Cole.
They're not going to. I can pretty much eliminate from the
that
scenario
guy.
Who's
just had 400 plus days.
I know. And everybody else in the Undisputed Era is fighting Drake and Maverick. So don't tell me that he's going to be the champion too.
Yeah.
Gargano would make sense to a degree because he's all about doing things the Johnny Gargano way. It feels too soon for that step to happen though, because the there's been bumps in the road in terms of proving the Johnny Gargano way is the way to go in terms of him reforming NXT in his image. So that leaves Finn. That leaves Ciampa. I feel like Ciampa, post lost Kross, has, obvious as we saw tonight, has some renewed intensity. I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's got something to prove. He never did lose that title. He had to give it up. Maybe they feel like, all right, there's a certain amount of symmetry there. There's some story that we can do. He can, for the most part, fill the role of Kross and just be the guy who goes and annihilates everybody until Kross comes back and they can just have another match. Karrion Kross destroyed Ciampa in their match Takeover ago. Come full circle with that. Have the story be Ciampa able to build himself up enough that he's not getting squashed in any rematch against Kross. Make it a competitive affair. That's kind of why I think it's going to be Ciampa. I want it to be Finn, just because Finn's awesome. And maybe if they put the belt on him, they'll take what they've kind of crafted with this new Prince Balor character and really start to focus in on something more substantial, because they've kind of teased some interesting aspects to this character, but he hasn't really been in anything weighty enough, I feel like, that they could really focus on what this iteration of Finn is.
What you just said about Ciampa, I think, is you just gave the reasons why I want it to be him. He's back. He's got that renewed energy. He's got like the cool mask. It would be cool symmetry. I don't think they're going to go that way, and this is why. We know it's not going to be Adam Cole because of what we just said. He's out. Okay, leaves 3 guys. What you said about Gargano is true. Gargano, I'll put it this way. There are 2 people who have the most potential to do a lot of stuff outside of the title scene. Ciampa's back. He has any number of things he can do outside the title scene. Gargano's turn, like you said, is still pretty recent. There's a lot of things that he can still do. Finn ain't doing anything, and they have no... He just fought Timothy Thatcher at TakeOver in a 1-week build match. This had 0 build to it. He is running on fumes. He was going to go to UK. He needs something to do, and being NXT champion is a high-profile situation. They might think it could pop ratings, or at least rejuvenate ratings, to have such a high-profile guy have that title. Mm-hmm. There's nothing for him to do. They haven't proven that they can do anything with him. There's all sorts of things they could do with a rejuvenated Ciampa and Gargano. They don't need the titles right now. Balor's the man. He's the guy. He steps into that role. Ciampa might take it off him to get to Kross, and then Ciampa will actually drop it to the guy they want to drop it to. I personally don't want to see that, because I feel terrible for Karrion Kross. I think this is horrible. I never would have wanted this for him. I don't think he's a compelling NXT champion, and it would bum me out if he beat Ciampa for that title. That being said, I think that it's going to go to Finn simply because he has nothing else to do. Like, I keep on thinking they're going to send him back to Maine because they're not. Yeah. He does. I mean, he probably films these black and white promos, in his garage or something. In his garage, he probably has a decent camera. He's like, I'll do this myself. He's not doing anything. And so I think this has to be, he's been in NXT now for too long with really nothing to show for it except a character change. And he has to make good on that. He's the one who's been in the current state he's been in for the longest without anything to show for it. That's why I think it's going to be Finn. So
Deuce Trays here in chat says, I think you have to look at them picking Finn in case we get a 3-way at Survivor Series. I guess that's additional algorithm to consider. Last year Survivor Series was NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown. If they go that route again, will that math in any way play into their decision about who to win this title next week? So let's assume that Bray and, either Drew or Randy have their belts going into it. Ciampa would make sense in one respect. He and Randy have gone back and forth on Twitter a little bit. I think Randy really wants to wrestle Tommaso Ciampa. Then again, Finn and Bray have a lot of history. I mean, that was Finn's last main roster match was against Bray at SummerSlam a year ago. So
I would be surprised. I'll put it this way. I'd be very interested to know if that math plays into it. Given what we know about WWE, dude, I think that the only person that I probably would eliminate from that scenario would be Gargano, because he's so small. I mean, it's not like Ciampa's huge, but he looks like his look is next level.
A couple of people here in chat bring up that the main champs of each brand didn't actually face off against each other last year.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But I think Ciampa, Finn, and Finn, those are the 2 guys that I could see really representing NXT to its fullest. Of course, Ciampa was champion for a while. I mean, Finn was too, but that was ages ago. I just don't see there's any way they put it on anybody but Finn, as much as I'd like to see it on Ciampa. I think that you're going to get your wish, dude. I think it's going to be Finn Balor.
Real.
It's a real choice. But anyway, so yeah, there's quite a bit going on in NXT tonight. We'll just hop right into it. It kicked off, as we already mentioned. Karrion Kross came out. for a promo. He's got a separated shoulder. He said, "You know what? I like the pain. Pain makes me feel alive." He said, first he said, "I told you so. I said I was going to be NXT champion, and I am." He said, "But there's along the way there are casualties. Separated shoulders a casualty." He says, "I personally like the pain. It makes me feel alive, but there's no way NXT is going to let me wrestle like this." So they put it on the ground. I like the touch of Scarlett putting because basically said, "I'll be back for this." They put the hourglass. She flips it so it starts anew. I like that touch. I thought that was really good.
I like that when they up to the top of the ramp. So his graphics up on the Tron, and Scarlett put her hand on it, and it set it ablaze. Mm-hmm. Not the Tron, the graphic in the Tron. So it was no real fire. It was all
not
fake
actual fire. Yeah,
fire that was done in computer somewhere. But I thought that was a nice touch.
No, I did too.
The presentation of all this was really well done. His promo was really well done.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was nice to see like an in-person promo instead of just being up on the Tron, because he really does have a compelling speaking voice.
He does. He does.
After that, we were introduced to tonight's. God, I hope he stays.
He's going to be back next week. He said he'll be back next week.
Oh, he did. He said that. Yes. Nice. Oh, that makes me so happy. I love it. I'll take him, dude. Like I said earlier today on News Brief. Sometimes, they bring a guy in. All right, let's see how this works. Okay, you're in. I mean, that's how easy it is with WWE sometimes, and that's just sometimes we lose sight of the idea that this is pro wrestling, and like it sometimes it's shocking at how little they really plan things out. It's like, yeah, no, we'll bring him up from NXT. You got a plan for him? No, he's a wrestler. He wrestles. We'll put him in somewhere. Which, I mean, I don't know. It's worked this long. It should be. There should be plans, but honestly, there's also the idea that there's so much we don't know that is so unpredictable that I would think it's probably a bit more difficult. It's more easier said than done to bring somebody up with a 6-month plan. As much as we'd like it to have happen. That's just my own thoughts about the matter. I've heard that about like wrestling. It's like, yeah, you can plan for stories. Something always happens.
I mean, I guess it'd be better to have a plan than not a plan.
You would think. Anyways, after that we had Imperium versus Breezango. Looks like my prediction from earlier today panned out. NXT UK is kicking back into gear.
About 3 weeks time, yeah.
Yeah, Breezango seemed to be on the benefit, seemed to benefit from that.
Yeah, the sadly, I feel like they're going to be transitional champions, if you will. Legado del Fantasma is getting those belts.
I agree with you. I think it's going to happen. I can't wait for that to happen. I love Legado del Fantasma.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
This was really nice, though. It was a really fun match. They booked Breezango pretty strong in this. They were able to foil the chemistry of Imperium a couple times during this match. At one point when it really started falling apart, they're doing a thing where Bartel sort of keeps, I think it was Fandango, sort of over the apron, while Eichner was going to come in and do like a sliding drop kick onto the apron.
Yeah, they do the double drop kick bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was double drop kick. They missed that. Fandango's able to get out of the way. They start yelling at each other. Imperium isolates Fandango. Let's see. He gets a hot tag to Breezango, to Tyler Breeze, rather. But he immediately gets taken out, recovers, hits a couple super kicks. We get a really fantastic double leg drop from Fandango. That was terrific. And that got 3 new tag champions.
That was great.
It was really cool for these guys. They never won the tag titles on main roster. They should have.
They probably should have. That match against the Usos where it was there. The crowd would have erupted if they'd won the tag titles that night, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. After that, man, this was great. Damien Priest interview. He says the after party is still rolling.
Wait, what'd you think of the shirt? It was a Marilyn Monroe shirt.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Like something he got from Hot Topic.
Oh, could be. So he says, after party's still rolling. Thatch Can walks up to him and says, "You're embarrassing." And Priest is all, "Who are you again?
Who are you? What? Who are you?"
And Thatch says, "I'm the guy who should get the first shot at that title, and I'll show you that you're ill-equipped to be champ." And then Priest takes a swig of champagne, looks down at his belt, slaps it, and says, "Oh, I'm very equipped."
Was he talking about his he was talking about his dong, wasn't he?
Yeah, his front area, yeah.
Because the after party, I think didn't I say this? Didn't I say like somebody was like, "Hey, what should Damien Priest be doing after this?" Just sex. the entire time. And that's what he was talking about tonight. Having lots of sex.
Yep, exactly. We get a quick shot of a secret meeting at some conference room with Mr.
The Illuminati.
Mr. H, Shawn Michaels, Matt Bloom, William Regal. Then we get Jake Atlas versus Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa's got a new mask, or if it's not new, something he didn't wear very often.
Oh, this was great. He wore a mask before, right?
I don't remember. Takeover, yeah.
This was great though. He looked amazing.
He looked pretty cool. He beat the heck out of Jake Atlas, wins with a draping DDT, and then beats the heck out of him some more ringside. Slingshots him into the frame of the ring, so medical staff comes out, puts Jake on a board. They put him on a stretcher. Ciampa hits a draping DDT on Atlas off the stretcher. Make no mistake about it, heel Tommaso Ciampa's back.
Dude, just absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific stuff. I was popping so huge. I gave that match 4 stars.
4 stars, really?
Clearly it was like a 1-star match.
The highest rated squash match of all time.
It was clearly a 1-star match, but this popped me so hardcore. Yeah. I loved this so much. You got to remember with Steve notes, my Steve star ratings, it's all just about what pops me, to be honest with you.
It kind of is, but also they mean like the criteria is fluid. You know,
as is life, my friend.
Whatever your mood is for the day. After that, we got a Candace video package where she's talking trash about Tegan Knox, and she more or less says, you know, if Tegan doesn't want to follow my path of success, then just stay out of my way. And if we're not friends anymore, oh well.
Let's just say, c'est la vie.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I thought her delivery on, especially the punchline, the last line was pretty good.
I like this. It was short. It had like lots of footage of them. Like it brought in elements of real life. I like that. After that, we had a Bronson Reed interview. And he was asked, what the North American title, you still want that thing? And he was like, well, yeah, man, I'm the only guy who's actually, not the only guy, but I've actually beaten Damien Priest. I mean, lots of people have beaten him at this point. And of course I should get the opportunity.
That's how he developed momentum for a while.
Exactly. That's how he got the title, taking all the L's. Anyways, he's like, yeah, I should be getting the opportunity. And then you hear some guy yammering behind him, and it's Austin Theory.
Oh, gosh.
He's back. And he's like, yeah, I keep chasing dreams. I was in WrestleMania when I was 24 years old or 22 years old or whatever.
22, yeah.
And he's like, maybe if you keep dreaming, when you're 55, you'll be champion. And then Jonah Rock just slapped the shit out of his face.
Yeah. So Austin Theory's taking a huge L next week.
He's gonna be eating that thick boy's ass next week. He's going to get a colossal dump on him. Anyways, Mia Yim versus... This was amazing. So, wait, this was supposed to be Mia Yim versus Aaliyah, is that right?
No, Mercedes Martinez.
Oh, it was supposed to be Mercedes. Okay. So, preceding Mercedes, Robert Stonebrand comes out and starts talking on the mic. so like, it's like they're on close-up. So behind him, he all of a sudden topples over.
Yeah.
And it's Shotzi on her tank. And this time it basically eats him whole.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was pretty great.
He
was saying after what happened last week, there's no way he's going to let Mercedes Martinez wrestle, essentially. That was what he was saying.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's hard to pay attention when he got like basically enveloped completely by Tank.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot to send out. You continue. I forgot to send out my Steve notes to YouTube channel members and patrons. I'm gonna do that now.
This is a really fun match between Mia and Shotzi. It kind of felt like potentially.
Oh no, not potentially.
Mia's goodbye.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of really good stuff here. Towards the end, they both try to kick each other. They catch it. They both put their legs down at the same time. They pound fists. And then Mia punches Shotzi right in her throat.
Yeah, Mia thought it was really amusing what happened to Robert Stonebrand.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else did. But yeah, it does make me think that like that group that we saw in Retribution this week, Dio Madden, Dijak, Mia Yim, probably...
Shane Thorne. I think people thought it was Shane Thorne.
People were saying it's either Shane Thorne or it's actually The Miz.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I don't know. It could be either one. Maybe it's Shane Thorne. I don't know.
And then Caden Carter, right?
And then Caden Carter, and then somebody was... I don't know if there was there a sixth person that could have been Casey Catanzaro?
Oh, I didn't see Casey Catanzaro's name at all.
Okay, all right. So yeah, it seems like that's who they're going with. I just wonder if there's going to be a main roster mouthpiece for them, like The Miz or like somebody else.
They got Dijak. They don't need a main roster mouthpiece. So Mia hits this cool kind of draping double dragon screw leg whip type.
That was
move.
rad. I have that written down too.
I had never seen that before. Follows with bow and arrow. Shotzi escapes that to a cover, gets a 2. Mia drop kicks her into the corner. Shotzi responds with a boot, hits a bunch of offense. Saito suplex, gets a 2. Mia responds with a snapdragon, hits a boot in the corner, goes for a missile drop kick, misses. Shotzi, bang, senton, up to the top, bang, top rope senton, gets the win.
Before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, forhims.com. Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Is that hairline of yours moving backwards? 66% of men start losing their hair by the age of 35, but I'm here to tell you that the best time to prevent even more hair loss is to do something right now while you still have some hair up on your dome.
Well, Steve, thanks to the wonders of science, hair loss can be optional. It's time to write a new chapter, one where you have hair. Hims helps guys be the best version of themselves with FDA-approved products to treat hair loss.
Hims connects you with licensed medical professionals online. All you got to do is answer a few questions to see if FDA-approved hair loss treatments are right for you. If approved, products are shipped directly to your door.
And today, Hims is giving you their best offer yet. If you're not happy with your results after 90 days, Hims will give you a full refund. And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get their first visit absolutely free. Go to forhims.com/GIR. That's forhims.com/GIR.
Full refund of price paid available for first 90-day supply. Refund requests must be made between 90 and 180 days after product shipment delivered. Prescription products require an online consultation with a medical professional who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Remember, that's forhims.com/GIR.
Next. William Regal emerges from his office. Mackenzie says, hey, have you reached a decision about what's next for the NXT title? He says, we have. I'm about to inform the world about it right now. But before we get a Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez interview. They say they're not bothered by tonight's tag match. They're a team. Rhea, Io, not a team. Advantage, Dakota and Raquel. And Dakota goes on to say that she feels like she deserves to be champ, and she's going to go out there and prove it tonight. And Raquel says, Rhea, you really messed up getting in my face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After that, William Regal promo, he puts over Kross, says sadly he's too hurt to defend the title, wishes him the best on his road to recovery. Says next week on NXT, we talked about this at the beginning, there will be a 60-minute Iron Man match between the 4 men who claim to be the greatest in this industry: Gargano, Ciampa, Balor, Adam Cole, Bebe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they use all their WWE.com renders for their thumbnail up on the Tron.
There you go. That's true.
All right, Steve notes are out to YouTube channel members and patrons as well.
There you go. So next, great match between Isaiah Swerve Scott and Santos Escobar for the NXT Cruiserweight title.
Were there moments of this match that felt a bit sloppy, or just chemistry off?
There was one spot where it seemed like Santos was going to try to flip Swerve over and kind of missed, but they covered it up all right.
It's like there were multiple moments in this where I was like, are these guys just all like? I know that they had like at least one really good match in Lucha Underground, right?
I'm guessing the Killshot wrestled King Cuerno at some point, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think people were talking about that when we were talking about their cruiserweight the tournament match. There were a couple moments in this match where I was like, are these guys just not on the same page tonight right now?
People there was sometimes.
The Rana counter to a powerbomb bit.
Oh, that was great.
It looked like really dangerous and almost botchy, to be honest with you. But I mean, in the end, it was like, wow, he did that. That looked like it hurt.
It felt real. I mean, you know, it
did feel real.
But it's not a choreographed fight. That's probably how it's going to look, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I just felt like this match was sort of like not
I just noticed that one spot, but then they recovered fine. I didn't really notice anything else that felt clumsy or a little off. So towards the end, Legado del Fantasma, they come surround the ring. Joaquin Wilde distracts the ref. This allows Raul Mendoza to grab Swerve's ankle. Santos hits Enziguri, gets a 2. Breezango runs down. They brawl with Wilde and Mendoza up stage and backstage. Swerve hits a running knee, gets a 2. Deadlift German suplex, another 2. House call, another 2 count. Yeah. And then does that reverse powerbomb thing. There's a move for it, I don't remember what it is. Santos grabs the ropes, rolls out of the ring, puts on a lucha mask. Swerve reaches over, tries to pull him back up into the ring. Santos headbutts him, takes the mask off before the ref knows what's going on, covers Swerve for the win. So he's got some sort of gimmicked, loaded.
There was a big old stud there. I was surprised commentary didn't mention it, because when they did the replay, like when you first see it go down, you don't really notice it that much. But then when you see the replay, he starts doing this, and there's like a lump that he's touching and making sure that that's loaded and ready to go. And commentary just sort of like let it go, even on the replay. I was kind of surprised about that. But yeah, no, he just basically just cheated to win there. But otherwise, I don't know. In the end, I ended up giving this 3 3/4 stars because I don't know, the first half of it, I just felt sloppy. But by the end, I was like, wow, that was actually a pretty thrilling finish there. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a good finish.
Probably would have been better. Actually, that the finish was kind of like just the headbutt with the wonky mask after all that. But like the meat of this match was okay.
Yeah, that's good. You mean you gave it 3 3/4 stars? That's more than you gave Bayley versus Asuka at SummerSlam.
I'm just gonna give it 3. I'm just gonna give it 3 stars.
All right.
Probably should have been 4. Anyways,
what should have been 4?
This match.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't a mess. Gargano has a promo now. He says, "Life can change in a moment." He says, "Last week I almost broke my neck, and if I had to walk away at that point, look at everything I'd be leaving behind." Blah blah blah. Gargano way. I'm gonna be champ.
Yeah, he said I've been NXT's Iron Man for a number of years. Anyways, next Finn, it's his turn to promote himself for match. Life comes full circle in this business. Someone falls and prays. Prince rises to the occasion. Say he's going to enjoy every minute of that Iron Man match to prove he's not just a cornerstone of NXT. He's the centerpiece. And then network executives. What's the phrase he used for essentially wrestling fans trolling on the internet?
Joey at home. Joey at home on the internet. Joey at home trolling on the internet.
That they're all gonna get what they want. Finn Balor, Finn Balor, NXT champion.
Yeah, I love that. I was like, whoa, Joey at home. Are those like the ham and eggers of the fan community, of the internet wrestling community?
Maybe.
Joey Liggs says, "What did he say about me? You're Joey at home. He's talking about you." After that, we had Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era.
Why was this match so competitive?
Yeah, I don't know, because they kept Drake Maverick. They got to do something with him. But I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Drake Maverick called him out on social media, so they did this match to motivate Killian Dane. Maybe some sort of team up between him and Drake Maverick, but by the end of the segment, that seems unlikely also. I don't know what this is doing.
It almost felt like the Killian Dane. So Kyle O'Reilly wins. He does like a double heel hook on Drake. Drake taps. That's trying to fight his way out. So Undisputed Era hits the ring, drops some boots on Drake. Fish tosses a chair in the ring. Dane comes out to make the save. Send Air belts from Undisputed Era out. Drake gives him a little head nod, thank you, and then Dane lays him out. So there's a situation where they have Dane come out there just to move Drake away from Undisputed Era. I mean, they could do something actually meaty, and then now we'll get a Killian Dane Drake Maverick deal going forward.
Yeah, that could be. After that, we had a Rhea Ripley interview. She said, wait a second, did we already talk about the Dakota Kai one?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was probably doing my thing.
You were doing your Steve notes, yes.
So Rhea Ripley was responding to Raquel Gonzalez. She basically said, she wants me to get out of her face. Why don't you make me?
Yeah, she also said, she was asked, why are you teaming with EO? Says, I want what EO has, but I'm not going to let that get in the way tonight. She wanted to send a message to Dakota and Raquel at TakeOver, not help EO Shirai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She
that,
says, I'm next for EO, but we all know that's not true because they're oddly playing really weird games with Rhea Ripley right now.
Yeah, I don't get what the deal is. I mean, the finish of the main event I liked because it made Raquel Gonzalez look strong, which is great.
Oh, me too, I know. But she's not going to win a match with Rhea Ripley, and it's kind of a waste of Rhea Ripley's time.
Yeah. Before that match, though, Adam Cole promo, he says he's past Pat. Now he could focus on getting that NXT title back. Sorry, Adam's not going to happen. Said he was called a lot of things during his record-breaking title reign, including NXT's Iron Man. It's one thing to hold the title once, something else to do it twice, and that's undisputed. Main event time, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. Fun match. Huge spotlight for Raquel Gonzalez, and she delivered across the board. In ring, she was great. I thought her crap talk was great.
Mm-hmm.
All the little things when she's not actively engaged in wrestling.
I just like the big things. I like the big power stuff, man. She's so good. She's so good at that stuff.
Great.
I like the little bit also where Io Shirai, where Dakota Kai was up on the apron trying to like distract her. Something. Raquel was on the outside. Io Shirai like tagged herself in. Rhea was pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Io comes in and kicks Dakota Kai's hands off the rope, so she falls backwards into Raquel's arms. Oh, that was pretty charming.
That was a good touch.
Right there.
That was a good touch. I thought Raquel, like in terms of her wrestling, was great because she's like a great power wrestler. Character stuff I thought was really good too.
Yeah, I know. I agree totally. I think she's good stuff. So anyways, in the end, basically what happens was the referee doesn't catch a tag made to Rhea Ripley. So he's like, no, you stay here while they're taking care of Io Shirai. As Rhea's trying to get that tag, Mercedes Martinez comes. She takes Rhea out, sort of like dumps her off the apron. Raquel hits a huge power slam on Io, but she kicks out of that. That power slam is great, by the way. It looks like a Jeff Cobb type thing.
Tour of the Islands type deal, yeah, but she does several rotations.
She does a couple and makes it even better. So Rhea's finally able to tag in, even though she's still out of it from the Mercedes Martinez attack. So she ends up eating Gonzalez's. Do they have a name for this thing yet?
Not that I'm aware of, but it's like a crazy choke slam, pump handle powerbomb thing.
It's like a big, yeah. Oh man, it's so great. It's so awesome.
Great.
So
Rhea, it was great. Rhea sold. So she got back in the ring, and when she got that tag, she stumbled into the ring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
she was still selling the effects of getting attacked by Mercedes. So she walks right into a huge boot and then eats the powerbomb to take the L.
Yeah, for sure.
Just all around, I thought everybody looked great in this match. Spectacular, awesome performances from everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And they didn't have much time to do it. This match is only like 12 minutes long.
Yeah, about 12 minutes. And it had a commercial break in it, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good stuff, though. Let's take a couple of questions.
Sure.
Call it a day. Let's see here. No, those are Steve notes. I need the NXT questions right here. You know what? I'm going to do this.
Questions off Steve notes.
I'm going to start with the Discord. Dr. Steve Winters, the leader of Discord, the undisputed leader of Discord, says, who would you like to see Pat McAfee wrestle next? He says he would like to see him wrestle John Gargano.
Oh, that'd be good.
If it doesn't involve Adam Cole, I don't want it to happen. I want him and Adam Cole to team up to face
Finn Balor. I think him and Finn Balor would be fun.
That would be good.
That would be fun.
Because it'd be him trying to crack up Finn Balor the whole time.
Raven LaFleur. What if we get 60 minutes with no falls? Sudden death. That's what I'm talking about.
Do they even do overruns anymore? It was funny because Impact towards the finish when it was like 1-1 of that Jordan Grace Deonna Purrazzo match. Josh Matthews like, it might go into overtime. It might go into sudden death. I'm like, you guys have a hard stop on this show. That's not going to go into overtime. What are you talking about?
They have a hard time getting their show on TV, period. Don't ask for a few extra minutes.
If anybody's going overtime, it's going to be Lizard Steve. Alex Foster says, considering how long I've followed Fandango's career from NXT, competitions having a suspicious van and chloroform, and him getting on and off pushes, I'm happy he and Breeze are champs.
Same.
Please stick to questions, Alex Foster.
Well, the time we had the pleasure of talking to Fandango and Tyler Breeze, and they were just awesome.
Dude, a couple of dickheads I couldn't be. I really wish they were not.
Endlessly charming.
Shouldn't
Seem
be
like
rewarded.
Super nice guys.
No,
super
honestly,
nice guys.
They were actually like a couple. You could tell they were just down to earth dudes. Yeah,
totally. Steezy Preezy, I think Finn should win and form a club in NXT with NXT talent. Who would y'all have join the club?
Kona Reeves.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Here.
Hey, fucks, are we going to go do stuff? We're going to go find lady.
There you go. Damian Priest. And then
he could be the Bad Luck Valley. He has Finn on
exactly.
but he's like stumbling around a little bit because he's just tall.
You worry his knees are going to give out at any moment. They need a tag team, but I don't know who the tag team would be. There's not really any tag teams in NXT.
Yeah, AOP.
Oh, they get brought back to NXT. All right.
You know what'd be cool? It'd be a heel Jonah Rock. What's his name? Bronson Reed.
Yeah. Jonah Rock's such a good name.
I know, man. And it sounds so relevant, and I want to say it.
Such a good name. Mr. Forbesy, I think Finn should win and bring it over to Raw or SmackDown like KO did and do a crossover type of thing. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Let's see here. N Shive says, I personally thought NXT tonight felt reminiscent of its heyday. Is NXT getting back on track to where they should be? Did Triple H potentially hear criticism and revert back to what fans knew and loved from NXT? No. I think that tonight was... it didn't feel that much different. I mean, I guess maybe there was a little bit less goofiness, but I don't think... even the goofiness...
Robert Stone got ran over by a tank again.
I know, that's the one thing. I think here's one thing to understand is that there were a couple things that added to this. So yeah, Robert Stone, they were going hard with Robert Stone for a while, and they've pulled, like this week it wasn't as hard.
Yeah.
Dexter Lumis was, I'm kind of scared for Dexter Lumis. I don't know what his ceiling is really, because when you have a character that is essentially a serial killer, you can't not treat him like a comedy act. It's difficult not to.
Which is weird to say.
It's a weird thing, but you feel me on that, right?
No, I know what you're saying.
I mean, because what can he really do? Kill somebody? He's not going to do that.
Yeah, no, they kind of have to like go around the whole idea that he is in fact some sort of murderer. Exactly. Our Lopez Ortiz, if they let Scarlett wrestle while Kross is out and she's any good, she's going to leave Kross in the dust. It's Mark Merrow and Sable all over again, in his opinion.
So I give Kross a little bit more of a ceiling than Mark Merrow. And I actually give, well, if this were the 90s, I would have said that Scarlett, because of her wrestling skill, which she does have,
yeah, her
ceiling would have been far greater than Sable's. But that's because they did a lot more salacious stuff back then. Scarlett is actually terrific. She's a fun wrestler.
Yeah.
And she's a good promo. Like the promo stuff that I saw with her on Impact was really fun. If they don't actually use her for those types of things, if they simply relegate her to Kross's, I don't want to say valet, because like she's more than a valet.
Yeah.
To Kross's manager, I guess you could say.
Well, she also is some sort of magician too.
That's true. She is a magician. She's an illusionist. If they only do that, then that would be wasting her talents. And yeah.
But they obviously feel like Kross is a huge piece of NXT going forward, and whether she wrestles or not, when he comes back, he's still going to be a huge piece of NXT going forward. I don't think anything about that is going to change.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do something. He says, I like how Wade put Undisputed Era over Nexus. He did. He said the Nexus were bullies, but I don't think we were or more bullies than Undisputed Era or something like that.
Oh wow!
He said Undisputed Eras were more of a bully than the Nexus was.
Wade Barrett was great. I loved during the Shotzi Blackheart match. He was like, "Oh, she's absolutely terrifying. It's the weirdos that always gave me problems in matches. It was wrestling the weirdos."
Yeah,
that was funny stuff. I always hated wrestling the cruiserweights because they were so fast and they were just, I couldn't keep up with them.
Said something like 3 of my 8 broken noses were from cruiserweights.
Oh, I hope he stays long term.
Patrick Oliva, anything behind Kyle questioning why Roddy and Bobby were attacking Maverick after the match?
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I didn't notice that either.
Oh wow. Maybe he was confused like we were. Like, why are they attacking this guy? I guess, keep their names out of his mouth on social media is the point.
Yeah, maybe.
Schnauzer says, how long do you think Kross would have held the title had he not gotten injured? And who would have beat him for the title?
Yeah, we did a whole episode on that, Power Rank.
On the Patreon, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't say how long we thought he would have had the title, though.
I feel like he would have had it for a while.
He probably would have had it for a while. If I had to speculate, I mean, maybe they were planning on doing a thing with him and Ciampa, given what happened in that first match. They're good on. They like that long-term stuff.
They do.
If I were to guess as to which up-and-coming guy, like sort of new star, it would have been Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Is that his name now? Yeah.
Jonah Rock, yeah. Ed Fries in response to Dang MQ about Barrett maybe being more full-time in NXT, suggests, well, heck, I just got to go back and read that one now. So Dang MQ says maybe they brought Wade back to do commentary for NXT UK. And then Ed says maybe Nigel does UK and Barrett takes his spot on NXT. Barrett was great.
Yeah.
Nigel is fantastic, though. Nigel is like my favorite analyst maybe in all of wrestling right now.
You got to watch UK
so
then, man. You got to watch UK.
So good.
What if you just get Nigel and Barrett together on NXT?
That'd be spectacular, man.
I couldn't think of a better. And then maybe Vic there. I like Vic.
Yeah, Vic's good.
Vic is he's just steady. Mm-hmm. He's solid. He's steady. Mm-hmm. No frills. You don't need frills. Dog authority figure. Who's the better orgy guy, RVD or Damien Priest? Damien Priest, because RVD's not an orgy guy anymore. I think, so from what I understand, from what chat told me, I have not confirmed this on Wikipedia. Apparently him and his wife got divorced. And now he's just with Katie Forbes.
Oh.
So at this point, I mean, their relationship really is a loving one on camera anyways. So.
Hip Hop Hippo, power rank possible reasons I bought this house, even though it's close to the train tracks, and this train is loud as F.
Was
power rank number one would be a good deal.
Yeah, good deal. Hopefully, I'm afraid we got some. The realtor said, "I'm afraid I got some bad news."
That's a good question, Mr. Forbesy. If The Miz is in fact the leader of Retribution, what does that mean for John Morrison?
Oh,
he's
sadness,
beat up,
betrayal in his life.
Yep.
I'd be down for that, man. I'd be down for that. That'd be cool.
Fear and Loathing says, teasing undisputed breakup. Why?
Oh, yeah. Because they have nothing left to do as a group
There's
anymore.
Nothing. They don't have anything to do.
Hey, remember that time we said we'd never want to see them break up? I'd actually be okay with it now.
They've done everything they can do.
I didn't realize they were going to do so much in such a short period of time.
Here's the thing. If they're staying at NXT, yeah, I guess I'd entertain the thought. But if they're going to main roster, no, let it, because that's a whole new challenge. Go up to main roster
it's
as
a clean
group.
slate.
So if they're going to go to main roster anytime soon, keep them together. If they're in NXT for a while, give Kyle O'Reilly a solo run. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? He's a really good wrestler.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
Haha Jackson, Hurt Business against Undisputed Era. Who wins? Right now it's Hurt Business.
Man, they got Lashley. They're all big dudes. Undisputed Era is so small. Undisputed Era. Blake Whitehouse. Should Brian Kendrick have a player coach role in NXT? I don't know. If he wants to do that, if he's interested in it, they're interested in it.
Yeah.
He's been around for like ever.
I know.
He's probably good. He has a wrestling school.
Yeah. John Elite A. Steven Larson. What to do with number one contender matches? Nowadays, all you need to do to get a title shot is go up to the champ and say, I'm next. That's how they do it in New Japan a lot of the time. It doesn't bother me.
I'm fine with it. Yeah. Somebody just walks out.
People want that title. They go for the title.
I challenge you. Eddie Brock's Venom says, new patron, have a question. If Kross is out for a few months like Finn, how do you book the vacant title? And how should he... he must have done this like before because I put this up like 30 minutes before the show. So Eddie Brock's Venom, your question has been answered. He says he would book a championship scramble. You just throw the belt in the middle of the ring.
Everybody NXT.
Mm-hmm. Whoever gets to this line right here with the title wins it.
Your champion now. Jorge D. Is Damian Priest's new gimmick a guy that goes around drinking cheap champagne straight from the bottle? Certainly seems that way.
I like Prosecco. Give me some Prosecco. I love this stuff.
This is sparkling wine. I asked for Prosecco.
I asked for Prosecco. Oh, man. Lacey was all about that stuff when we were in the UK.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tyler Quint. Do you think Mia Yim goes to Raw since WWE likes to keep significant others together? Incredibly likely.
Yeah.
Although I guess if she's in Retribution, maybe they're going to be cross-brand.
Could be.
Well, cross-main brand anyways.
I had a thought. I don't know if I should talk about it here or save it for... I'll save it for our payback predictions.
Okay. All right.
Nicholas Grosskirth. If Kross is out for a prolonged length of time, will he quantum leap to main? He seems built for main over NXT. It's entirely possible.
Wait, what's that? Sorry?
It's a chance that Karrion Kross just quantum leaps to main.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I would actually be kind of surprised if he didn't. I'd be surprised if they brought him back to NXT. How long do we know? Like, if it's the same as, do we know how long he's supposed to be out? Has anybody said?
We haven't heard anything about
Wasn't
that.
Finn 8 months?
Something like that, 8 to 10
yeah,
months.
It was a long time.
Yeah. Dang MQ, there's a video that Imperium did on Swerve's podcast. Marcel Bartel is a fan of late 90s rap.
That's cool. So he's got good taste.
Yeah.
I wonder who he likes. I'm a big fan of 50 Cent. I personally prefer him over Eminem, but nothing touches the game for me.
Was Hate It or Love It his favorite track?
That's a good track.
That's a really good song.
It's a really good song.
That is a really good song.
But it is funny just how much 50 Cent outshines the game, and it's supposed to be the game's track.
I know. It was like that one. What's that song off Kanye's Life of Pablo? It's him and Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar just like,
yeah, right.
Like his, oh man, he just outshines him. Mr. Forbesy, do you think Undisputed Era will get drafted to main during this draft that may happen?
We got this draft coming up. We got a draft coming up. Something's gonna happen there. They don't need the Undisputed Era in NXT anymore.
They need new challenges.
They do. They really do.
Gareth, shouldn't Thatcher be at Raw Underground every week? Yeah.
Yeah, he should. He should be running that place. He should be the coach.
Yeah, he should. Apparently, Bartel mentioned Tupac and Biggie Smalls.
Okay. Well, that's I wonder if he watched the TNT show.
Well, maybe. Or listen to Slowburn.
Mm-hmm. It could be.
No Flow Joe is a fan of Hate It or Love It. That's a good song. That's a really good song.
It's a really good song.
Yeah, No More Parties in LA. That's the Kanye Kendrick track. Kendrick's bit on that is fantastic.
What's the name? What do they call Io Shirai 619?
Tiger something kick?
Tiger something kick, right. Let's see. Oh, the Tiger Feint. That's what it's called. So Gregory Fiella. I forgot what it was.
That's how you told me to say it.
What did I tell? What did you say? Fiella?
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know. That's right. Anyways, he says, why did commentary say 2 feet to the face when it was a clear 619 by Io? Couldn't they say shout out to Rey Mysterio or something, since everyone knows that was a 619? So I had to look this up really quick just for Gregory. I might not get your name right, but I did some research here. And Rey actually borrowed it from Satoru Sayama, and he called it the Tiger Feint. And then Rey Mysterio dubbed it the 619 because that's his area code where he's from.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Schnauzer.
I don't know why they'd call it the 2 feet to the face. I've heard Morrow call it when Io does it the Tiger Feint.
Yeah. Schnauzer, would you guys be willing to do a fast food review during the 24-hour stream?
I'm for sure going to review a Shakaroni.
All right. I guess I get one delivered here, too.
If you want to get a Shakaroni, I'll get a Shakaroni. We'll both do a Shakaroni review. So, yeah, that's happening. Anyways, that's all the questions I've got on between Discord and Patreon.
Yeah, that's all I got here, too.
All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back the same time tomorrow night for our AEW review, so stay tuned for that. Right here at twitch.tv/Stephen Larson. If you're not following us there, do so. That's where we're going to be doing our 24-hour stream come September 19th at 10 a.m. Pacific. We have a couple of special guests already lined up from the world of wrestling. We'll probably be getting more. We'll be making some more announcements about that in the coming days and weeks.
Yes.
So thanks everybody for tuning in. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Enjoy tons of bonus videos, including patron-only live shows, gameplay, and vintage 10 for the wins, access to podcast question threads, the Friendo Care Package, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson.